Good morning. Today is the 29th, June 29th. And let's start with a daily reflection on the Old Testament. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Psalm 23:4. All of us face difficulty and heartache as we walk through life, and every person born into mortality will in due course walk into the valley of death, were it not for the succoring Lord and the glorious gospel plan, life's trials and ultimate end could fill us with trepidation and despair. But Jesus will not leave us comfortless, without help and hope. With him beside us, we have nothing to fear. The psalmist praised the Lord for his loving kindness. Though I walk in the midst of trouble, thou wilt revive me. Thou shalt stretch forth thine hand against the wrath of mine enemies, and thy right hand shall save me. Psalm 138:7. The comforting rod and staff of the Good Shepherd protect and guide his sheep. They are not the aversive tools to an authoritarian monarch, but a gentle touch of a loving, watchful caretaker. The Good Shepherd slumbers not as he watches over his faithful flock. All right. So, today is 1 Kings chapter 18, verses 1 through 15, and I read it. I did. 15 verses. Look at me, I'm so proud. Okay, so what happens in this is that the Lord comes to Elijah and he says, all right, it's the third year of the famine. He says, all right, Elijah, go back to Ahab and let loose the skies. Tell him it's going to rain. So he gets up and he goes. And as he goes, Ahab calls Obadiah, who is a faithful man who fears the Lord. And when Jezebel was going to kill all the prophets, he took 100 of them and hid them in the cave and fed them, sustained them while she was trying to kill all the prophets of the Lord. So Ahab calls Obadiah and he says, you take this side of the country and I'll take this side of the country, and we're going to look for some grass. We're going to see if we can find anything to keep the horses and the mules alive, just so that they don't die. Let's go and let's search. So as they're searching, Obadiah comes upon Elijah and he says, are you Elijah? And he says, yes, I am. Go tell your Lord, Ahab, that I am come to see him. And Obadiah's like, no. He's like, did you not hear that Jezebel was killing the prophets? And he sent everybody to look for you, and nobody could find you. And if I go and I tell him that you're here, and then you disappear, and he comes and you're not here, he's going to kill me. And Elijah says, don't fear. Okay, I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to show myself to him today. I'm coming. So that's where we leave at 15. Now, there's nothing in the side-by-side. It's all from verse 17 onward. Because, there's not much in those first 15 verses. But, let's see if Ludlow has to say anything. Nope, nothing in the Ludlow. He starts at verse 21. All right, so what can we learn from these verses? Well, first off, there's the fear of man versus the fear of the Lord. The prophet of the Lord is saying, no, I'm coming. And then also, let's see. I guess just listening to the prophet, that's what I can get out of it. All right, June 29th. This prayer from a diary of prayer is from the Liturgy of Malabar. O Christ, the peace of the things that are on high, and the great rest of those that are below. Establish, O Lord, in thy peace and rest the four regions of the world. Destroy wars and battles from the earth, from the ends of the earth, and disperse all those that delight in war. And by thy divine mercy pacify the church and the kingdom, that we may have a safe habitation in all soberness and piety. And through thy mercy and love forgive the debts and sins of them that are departed this life. Sometimes I can read them just fine, and sometimes I can't. Okay, so that was 1 Kings chapter 18, verses 1 through 15. And tomorrow we do 16 through 30. So I will see you then. Oh, and also, I finished my first goal. Read the Book of Mormon in 6 months, and now I'm supposed to start the 2-month plan. I don't know if I can. It's like 4 chapters a day, and since I do it right before bed, I don't know. I mean, I've basically stopped doing the rest of them. I don't know, but I finished one of them. I finished one. All right. Love you all. See you later.